1978 Christian Outreach Centre comes to Bundaberg. Originally met in a band hall.
We did, yeah.
Opposite the Melbourne Hotel.
Opposite the Melbourne Hotel, yeah.
Obviously things started happening that started to grow. You saw people coming and started to realise that you needed to do something to ensure there was space for everybody, for the people coming in the future.
Yeah, true. And I think Peter more or less encouraged everybody, to let's go to a hall somewhere, So that's how we went to the Kepnock hall on Totten Street. Some great things happened. There was certainly a move of God, really, and people were getting saved, people getting healed.
You're meeting in the halls at Totten.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that you need something bigger to cater for people and for the future, really.
Well, a lot of people came, and the hall was just getting far too small. We had a morning meeting and a night meeting, and they were both pretty well full up. Around that time, my son Perry was looking for another ute. He told me one night, he said, Dad, there's one over on Elliot Road. There's a guy there got one. Can we go over and have a look at it? We pulled up at 140 Elliot Road, and when we got out of the car, we noticed a little hedge along the footpath, as more or less the fence line, and underneath that little hedge is a little plaque with "for sale" on it. And I called Perry over. I said, "Hey Perry, come and have a look at this." So we walked through. How about this? This would be a great place for a church, wouldn't it? Yeah, right. Let's go and tell Peter. And Peter said, well, we got no money. So doesn't God love that, mate? And at that stage, Jan Painter was in Australia. She used to come and prophesy over at Christian Outreach Centre people. Peter brought her over and she walked all around the property. And she came, I was standing there with Peter, and she came back and she said, well, God said build. And we haven't stopped doing that.
You just had no money. Obviously, that money had to come from somewhere. Did you see the brothers and sisters in the movement, in the church, all step up in some regard there?
Well, yeah, they did. There was a family, the Mullen family. They had an agency with Dick Smith at the time, and they actually somehow they bought a ticket in a raffle at Sugarland, and it involved a kit home. Anyhow, they actually won the kit home, and they were incredible couple, and family. They were very heavily involved in the church as well. And they went to see Pastor Peter and they said, look, we've won this kit home. However, we do have a tax bill. So if we give that all to you and the church builds the kit home, all we need out of the sale of it would be our tax money. And Peter had a deposit virtually to start off buying the block. At the same time, the fellow said, I'm not going to sell the whole lot unless they buy the house as well. Right. So I go home and talk to the family. I said, well, what do you think? We could sell Hargrove Street and buy Elliot Road. So we put Hargrove Street house on the market, and we said to Peter, well, we'll buy the house. So the deal was virtually done.
So the Molins are giving away the proceeds from their kit home. You're selling your home to buy another home in order to make a way for this property to go ahead. What was that? What was the motive in the heart that was driving you?
And look, everything was done in prayer, really. Like the church, it was birthed in prayer, praise and worship. Really was a major key. But we would pray about it and ask God, what should I do? People, knew full well that God was in whatever they were doing, and it was a seed. We only every time that anybody gave, it was on the basis of a seed to what God would do as a result of sowing that seed. Yeah.
Did you at that stage have any idea the implications what you were doing then was going to have on generations to come? For example, your grandson Liam's still actively ministering in that building that is built on that block.
We probably didn't know the magnitude, really, of what God had in mind, really. With the Love and Legacy offering, I've been preparing for this for a little while because I look forward to it coming each year, because I see that as another way of sowing seed into the future, to see not only future development physically, but future development spiritually. So that as a result of that seed, who knows what God's going to do with that seed? But when we're praying and asking Him, what should I give? Then you know full well that He has not forgotten you, that He'll bless you as a result of your willingness, and the joy that it is able to give, because He loves a joyful giver. And so therefore, your future's strong. The future of others is also strong because of that seed. The seed, the Love and Legacy offering seed. So good, so good.